y'all, I'm Krystal. Welcome back to my Texas garden. Today is the first video in my series of harvesting the medicine from Goldenrod. Now, if you're new around here, welcome. And if you're all about gardening naturally, well, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And don't forget to smash the bell icon so you're notified every time I post a new video. Now, previously I did a video on Goldenrod, and if you missed that video, I'll go ahead and link it for you right here. So today we're infusing Goldenrod two different ways. One in oil and the other in honey. Now, Goldenrod Infused Oil is something we're gonna use topically. I am planning on making Goldenrod soap. And if you guys are kind of interested in a soap making video, even though this is a gardening channel, if you're interested in that, comment below and perhaps we can do a very simple soap recipe that y'all can do at home. So let me know in the comments below if you want to see that kind of video on this channel. The oil will also be very good used in lotions, salves. You can make a salve for wound care. You can also make another type of salve to help achy muscles. So the second infusion is with honey. I love honey infusions, especially garlic honey. So what would we use Goldenrod infused honey? Well, now Goldenrod again has tons and tons of medicinal properties. It's antifungal, it's going to help kind of cleanse the body. It's very good for urinary tract infections, helping to dissolve kidney stones. It's also a very good remedy for your seasonal allergies and just kind of overall respiratory health. So the infusions that I'm going to be showing you today, it's actually kind of a two-phase process. Today we're going to start it, and then in another video 2 months from now, I'm going to show you the actual straining and the final product. So let's get started. Okay, so the first infusion is going to be Goldenrod Infused Oil. Now for the Goldenrod Infused Oil, I am using a dried goldenrod. Anytime I infuse herbs with oil, I use dried herbs. And the reason why is because fresh plants have a lot of water content. High water content could cause mold, but more so it could just make everything kind of go rancid and kind of smell off. Okay, so this is super simple. What you're gonna need is your dried goldenrod, a pair of scissors, a glass jar. I happen to be using a half-gallon jar because I do plan on soaping with this. And you're gonna need the oil of your choice. I am using a extra virgin olive oil. So basically what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna start by cutting up my dried goldenrod. There's no reason to put this into a food blender or anything like that. We're just gonna cut it up. And you wanna make sure that your surfaces are all clean. Oh, that smells so good. Even dry, it smells amazing. And it's absolutely okay if you wanna get some leaves in there. The leaves have a lot of medicinal purposes as well, not just the flowers. And you can just do that. You can just strip off the branch just like that, okay? Now, I don't use the branches. They don't really have a medicinal purpose, so we're just gonna put that aside. We're gonna bring our jar back over, and we're gonna start putting the plant material into our jar. Now this, I'm not gonna use all of the leaves because I still wanna save these leaves for tea. Now they're not quite dry enough for me to put into a jar. If I was to put them into a jar now, they would probably mold over shortly. So I'm gonna continue to hang these and let them dry out for a few more weeks. The smell is amazing. They almost have a pine scent now. Really cool. And that actually should be enough to fill this jar. And I want to fill this jar about 3/4 of the way with our dried material. Unpack it down just a little bit. Okay, so as you can see, we're about 3/4 of the way in here with our plant material, our dried plant material. You can definitely see the flowers. Smells so good. I love this stuff. Okay, so now all we do, y'all, this couldn't be any easier. We're gonna take our oil, and you can use any oil you like. You could also use like a sweet almond oil. Sweet almond oil is used a lot in lotion making because it absorbs into the skin really, really nicely. So you could definitely use that. Olive oil sits a little bit heavier, but it's really good for the skin as well. And what I'm doing is I'm just gonna kind of take my spoon and make sure that all the plant material, there's no air pockets, basically. I'm burping the jar. We don't want any air pockets. And there we go. It's topped all the way to the top. You might see little bits of plant material floating on top. That's absolutely okay. I'm just wiping the excess oil off the top. And we're gonna just take a plastic lid. You can buy these at Walmart, Amazon. I'll actually put them in my Amazon store, so you guys can go grab them there if you like. And we're gonna store this out of direct sunlight. And every day we're gonna come through and just give it a good shake, just like that. Just give it a good shake. Okay, and that's gonna help release the medicines out. Now, a lot of people will say, I'm gonna put this in my cupboard, my pantry. Nope, I will forget about it and I'll forget to shake it every day. So I'm gonna leave it on my side countertop, a place that I pass every day. And as I pass it every day, I'll remember, oh, I need to shake it. If I shake it a couple of times a day, it's perfectly fine. So like I said, just come through, give it a nice shake, and put it back down and walk away. And we will open this up in 8 weeks. Now I have to order more oil. Infusion number 2, we need fresh goldenrod, and I want to throw this out there really, really quick because I forgot to mention it in my other video. Before I hang up to dry any goldenrod, what I do as soon as I pick it, I give it a good shake. Give it a good shake like that, and hopefully that knocks out some of the bugs. And then I also rinse it, and then I hang it, which is the exact same thing that I've done today. You're gonna need a pair of scissors, a jar, and for this one I am using a quart jar, and you're gonna need raw honey. So why raw honey? Raw honey still has all of its good medicinal properties. This honey is a couple of years old, and you can see it's very, very dark. And what's really funny is depending on the time of year and what the bees were getting their pollen from will determine the color of the honey. And this happened to be just a very dark year. This honey is about 2 years old. I usually buy it in bulk and stock it. And what you'll notice is that the honey has kind of crystallized in there. It doesn't mean that the honey has gone bad. There's absolutely nothing wrong with it. It crystallizes over because it's raw. It has nothing mixed with it. So to bring it back to liquid form, all you would do is just kind of apply a little bit of heat. All I did today was put these jars in direct sunlight, which has really helped it to become liquidy again. You see that? It's flowing really, really nicely. I'm just gonna first cut it onto the counter. My counter is clean. And we're just cutting it so it fits into the jar a little bit better. Really and truly no other reason other than that. Now I've seen some people, you know, they grind it down. There's no need to do that. Again, we're gonna use some of the leaves. now it's time to fill up our jar. So with the fresh plant material, I want to be right at about halfway full. Okay, so we're right at about halfway full. This is not packed down. This is not packed down at all. So just like infusing oil, we're just going to put in our honey right on top. Now this honey, notice how thick it is right now, okay? So when we come back in 8 weeks, I want you to see the consistency of the honey then. So make a mental note of how thick this honey is now. Now, just to let you know that this honey and goldenrod will sort of ferment. So you will see bubbles. If you've ever done honey infused garlic or garlic infused honey, however you want to say it, you'll notice that it'll do the same thing. It'll bubble up. So you never want to fill the jar up too much, and we want to give it plenty of headroom, basically. All right, so I am just mixing. You can hear it burping around in there. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna put a lid on it, leave this out of direct sunlight in a place that you're going to remember to shake it up daily. Shake it daily. Now it's really thick right now, okay? And very, very hard to shake. What's gonna happen over the next couple of days is that the honey is gonna start to thin out. As the goldenrod begins to ferment, it's gonna make the honey really, really thin. And so then it's easier to shake. Now, last but not least, don't forget to label your infusion. This one is goldenrod and olive oil, and then you actually want to put the date on it. Also, don't forget to shake it daily. So put it in a spot that's out of direct sunlight, but in a place that you're going to remember to shake it daily. To see more great videos just like this one, go ahead and click right here, and I'll meet y'all over there.